Good evening, Monovapers. Davo checking in. Just thought I would do a tutorial on my favourite RTA on the market at the moment. I always find myself going back to this, and it is the Ijoy Tornado. I've got it split and ready to go for wicking. So I'm not going to really show you a build. I'm just going to show you how to wick it up. I know that some people have problems with leaking, but I've got a method that is foolproof. I use it every day. It's in my pocket. It goes on its side. It doesn't leak, and it comes out spot on, really. So, without further ado, we're gonna drop down, and I'm gonna show you how to wick up the Ijoy Tornado. Right, yeah, guys. So this is the deck of the Ijoy Tornado. If some of you aren't familiar, you can also the Moonshot by Sigeli has the same floating deck. It's a pain when you start building to build on this. Once you get used to it, it's fine. So as you can see there, I've got some 6-wrap aliens there from our approved vendor, FA Vaping. The cotton I'm going to use, and I swear by this, is Ivy UK cotton. One of the best cottons on the market at the moment. I know a lot of people rate fuzz, but this is my go-to cotton. It's very, very lovely to work with, and it wicks a treat. So I'm just going to cut a bit too much there. Cut myself some off there, like that. Let's get rid of this wispy bit sitting up here. And then also, for the inner diameter of my coils, this is a little bit too much cotton. So, because I do this quite regularly, I'm quite good at eyeballing how much to take off to get the perfect amount. So I've got my, just going to space this out a little bit. See, it's very, very lovely, this cotton. I absolutely love it. I haven't said it enough. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to take this in half. And there we go. We have our, let's get rid of that. We have our 2 strips that we're going to install in here. So I'm going to just roll this now. Get that. Not too tightly. You don't want to compact it all together because then it's not going to wick very well. Although we can rake out the end. So I'm going to give that a good old twist like that. And that was just a little bit too much, so I'm going to just pull a little bit off there. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. So we just, so we've got here, we've got our deck. So I'm going to feed that through.
She wasn't there. It wasn't my baby. Why are you so upset now?
See, look, there's not a lot of tension on that there. That's lovely. That would be perfect, that will. I know it looks a bit odd now, but once I rake out the ends and get rid of this, it's like so. Ooh, there goes that. I'm going to take my tweezer end here and just going to fluff that back up nice and gently. I don't want to pull any cotton out really, because with the Tornado you do need to pack the channels with a bit of cotton. You don't want to overpack it, but if you rake it out it will wick a lot better. So just let you see, opened that right up now, and this end same again. Just going to rake some out there, take a bit of that off, get rid of that. Super. Do the same to the other side. Put that down there. Cotton. Give it a loose roll. As you can see. Go here. Give that a little twist again. This side. We're going to pull that through. And that'll be fine there. So I'm going to eyeball this. I do this quite regularly. Yeah, it's perfect. And just take a little bit off there, like that. Super duper. And now I'm going to rake the end. Green one. Sorry. Just nearly took my missus' eye out there, trying to get her to get me some juice. That's one thing I forgot. So, just raking this out, making sure it's going to wick efficiently. Lovely jubbly. So now, I've seen a lot of videos where you pull these wicks up, top cap goes back on and you poke it down, and then people moan about it leaking. That's because, oh, stuck to my scabby fingers. That's fine now. So what I do is just, I'm going to pull the wicks down. Oh, let me make sure I get that in shot. I'm going to pull the wicks down, and you want it to sit nicely on the deck. You can have a little bit where you tuck in. So I'm just going to trim this up a little bit. Just a little bit there. Same here. Can eyeball this a bit. It's lovely. Super duper. And again, just going to open the wicks back up where the scissors will have compressed the cotton. Just want to give this every chance to wick properly, and that's the trick with wicking. You've got to have a bit of patience. Let's open that back up. There we go. So for me, that's perfect. That'll be all right. That'll be fine, and that'll be fine. So what we want to do here, a little bit of a juice plug. This is Neon Apples by One Hit Wonder. I'm not a massive lover of apple flavours. However, I bought this for my missus and she hated it, and I thought, well, just let me have a try. And it is cracking. It's like the fizzy apple sweets you used to get as a kid. So maybe I can liken it to. So I'm going to do here, just going to lightly paste the cotton a bit. Just juice it up. Don't want to over juice it. Just want to wet it up so we can mould it into the channels without compacting it too much. So same on the underside. Nice bit of juice on there. Bit of juice there. Bit of juice there. Same on that one. And let that soak in a bit so the cotton does wet up. Yeah, that will just start moulding together a bit, which is what we want. And then never forget, always a nice bit over your coils so it gets in there, soaks into the cotton. So when you fire it, you don't burn your cotton out and give it a nasty burnt taste before you've even started vaping. So all we're going to do is just tuck that. If you see here, you've got a juice channel, so it's triangular. We're going to tuck this. Don't want to squeeze it too hard, but you want to tuck that into the juice channel. Just squeeze that in, and it'll all make sense in a minute. Make sure you're keeping the airflow clear of any cotton. I'll pull this down here, tuck this in a bit. See, now that is a little bit too much, so I'm just gonna take a little bit off. Yeah, perfect. Got there in the end. So again, just mould that into the juice channel. Lovely. Same again here. Mould that into the juice channel. It's a little bit too much. It's the beauty of this. If you take too much off, you bug yourself up. So have a little bit more. So you can always tuck back and cut a bit more off. There we go. That's perfect. So that can sit in that juice well. The thing with a tornado is you don't have juice control, so you need to get the wicking just right, and that will stop it leaking. So this one here, you can see that's in the juice channel. So just going to make sure my coils are clear of any cotton. So just a nice little push aside, like the old days with curtains, pushing them out your forehead. I never had a pair, but on my head. There we go. So like that. Nice and simple. Now with the tornado, you've got your notch grooves there, which must sit on here. So what you do, pop that on, make sure you've got it lined up, which I haven't. There we go. So you see here, you get the cotton poking out at the bottom because you've pushed it down. So what I do is I tuck that back in. So just ease that. So shut. What that does is that puffs the cotton up above it by the juice holes and packs it out. And it's not too tight, it's not too much cotton. It's the right amount now. And then your bottom cap goes on. Give that a little wipe. Go. So there you have a nicely wicked tornado. This one here for me, need to just push that over a bit more.
This is Newcastle as main shopping street, and as you can see, things have got a lot better. But without a doubt, if you look hard enough, you'll still find users.
Lovely jubbly. That is perfect. So nice and simple here. There's your base. This is the bottom of the tank here, which this has to screw into. So screw that back in. Shot a minute. Just give that a little wipe so I can make sure that is nice and tight. There we go. We're locking the camera. So that's 0.27, 0.24. It's finding its feet, so we give that a little fire. That's firing nicely. So what I do is, again, so it's ready to vape, is give that a nice little juice here, and then we can screw the tank back together. So let's put the seal into place here, the glass over the top. This tornado, I've just given it every time I re-wick it, I do give it a little wash just to make sure it's nice and clean. So just going to screw that back on now. Show you that. There we go. Let's go in. There we go. And that is all back together. So let's juice this bad boy up. Notice I haven't closed the air holes. I never do. Give it a nice juice. Top cap back on. And there we have the drip tip. And there is a nicely wicked tornado. So we'll go back up top, we'll have a vape, and I'll give my thoughts on my favourite RTA. Back up top. So there we go. As I said, my favourite RTA. When it's wicked well, it runs really well. It can handle 300 watts. I've never taken it up that high. It's an all-day vape for me, so I can take it out and about. I don't want to be blowing huge clouds and be completely unsociable. You know, Ivy UK cotton, guys, definitely should be in your arsenal of cottons. Cotton Bacon V2 is also a good shout, as is Fuzz. Everyone has their preference. I just find this is a really clean flavour. Absolutely smashing. Absolutely smashing. Flavour from the tornado is incredible. And this juice, as I said, Neon Apples. That is by, making sure that I haven't got it wrong, it is by One Hit Wonder. It is, and it's absolutely cracking. Really nice apple flavour. Mrs. doesn't like it, I do. There we have it. So guys and girls, been a pleasure. I hope that's handy to any of you that have the Tornado or the Moonshot as well. It's perfect for wicking the Moonshot. Any other videos you'd like to see, you can always let us know. Drop us a PM on the Modern Vapors group, or drop me a message in on the video here on YouTube, and I will endeavour to try and put up a video if I have the kit, or we can get the kit in and get some out for reviews. And that's about it. So have a terrific day and evening, guys and girls, and keep them cloudy.